Willpower is the most important muscle you will need after all the motivations, aspirations, and pep talks have faded away. It's something that I've also found to be very important in my own life as well. Once you get to deal with a lot of complacency and comfort, it is very easy for you to let go of yourself. There's a lot of psychological issues that come with being complacent and comfortable, where your body starts now to reject hard work, starts to reject discomfort, starts to extremely increase your pain in terms of rejections, in terms of loss, because of you have adjusted yourself to only the satisfaction of comfort, right? So, in my own life, even with the hobbies that I'm doing, some of the things that I'm doing, even in my own life, are very dopamine inducing, right? They increase a lot of dopamine, or the frequency of how many times I experience dopamine in a single day. Might be social media, might be some of the special hobbies like playing pool or gaming, right? And these things, they sort of create a standard for your dopamine, that this is as low as we can go. Now, when you measure by yourself and you write down, you will see that the quote low of or the threshold of dopamine is actually very high. So I found a way to basically hack yourself, which is to totally reset. So dopamine detox in a sense. But for me, I'm taking it even more aggressively, to a point where I want to go more than a month, more than 2 months, without experiencing any forms of dopamine. This is to make the much more easier outcomes to achieve, such as going to the gym, reading a book, seeing views, seeing your dashboard grow in terms of engagement and stuff like that, to be more of those, to be those things that are the threshold for your dopamine. Now, those things are tied to good traits because of it lets you work. So for you to experience good stuff, for you to experience dopamine, you have to put in the work. You have to at least post something. You have to at least do something. You have to at least work, gym, right? Other than being able to just open your phone one day in the morning and see a shit ton of TikToks, a shit ton of reels, and you doom scrolling and, LARPing yourself to death, knowing that you're basically getting the feeling of you already successful when you're not already successful, and calling it manifestation. I've also learned to experience, or I've also learned to understand. Your life must be filled with a lot more pain than a lot more satisfaction. Because of within that pain, within that discomfort is good. And within all the pleasures is bad. Constantly experiencing pleasure is bad for not just your body, but for your mind as well, for your soul as well. Right? Your soul has to be in a place of pain, in a place of mourning, in a place of grief, because of that is how you learn. That is how you grow. Constantly experiencing pleasure makes you arrogant, makes you egotistical, prideful, to a point where you even think some of the things that you have right now you won't lose. That's why losing is actually good. It humbles you. You start to see what's really important. But coming back down to hard work, coming back down to willpower, it's something that you have to struggle with by yourself, and no one will be there to help you. No one will be there to assist you. Willpower is there when you are alone. That is when you are really tested. That is when you're really tested. Most of the success is going to come from the times when no one else is there. Right now it's about 3:40 a.m. Most of the people are asleep. If I had my laptop, if I had things to do, I would have been working right now, but I have a lot of fatigue. So I'm just going to make a couple more videos and then I'm going to go to rest. But someone else is working at this time, planning, structuring their day already. This is where the success is made from. And if you don't learn to put action in towards your willpower, if you don't learn how to reframe your losses, if you don't learn how to cut off your bad habits or cut off the things that are making you indulge in a lot of dopamine, indulge in a lot of excitement, pleasure, you're going to be cooked. You're going to be fucked. Motivation is not a good thing. Take it from me. Motivation is not a good thing. Motivation doesn't last. It's not sustainable. It's nice there and there, right? We all know what we want. It's just that we want to always have to remind ourselves of what we're doing, but always having to constantly motivate yourself to do something is also not sustainable. A person who likes walking will walk further than the person who likes the destination. And liking walking means having to fall in love with the process. Not falling in love with the progress, but falling in love with the process. The input is a lot more important than the output. Because of the output is purely determined by chance, by being at the right place at the right time. That verse is also in the Bible as well. It says, I've seen something else under the sun. The race is not for the swift. The war is not always won by the strong. The educated do not always live good lives, and the wise do not always become rich. It is all decided by time, by being at the right place at the right time. Chance. The Bible speaks about chance. Bible. We got chance. The only way to make your success inevitable is if you put in consistent work every single day. I've been honest with myself on the times when I was not working. And so it is your opportunity for you to sit down and be honest with yourself. Motivation is not sustainable. Having to get motivation from an app called TikTok. You cannot try to look for fuel from a place that also feeds you the same dopamine that makes you comfortable. It's not sustainable. The only way to train your willpower is when nothing else is there. When nothing is motivating you, nothing is pushing you, but you know what you need to do is necessary. That means putting your priorities straight. Remove all motivation and focus on taking action without there being any form of impulse or triggers that are leading you to take action. Cut off all forms of dopamine and start over. Give yourself some time to detox from dopamine. Take time for yourself from things that are letting you become responsible for the things that you know people don't even care about. You want to be consistent with posting stories on your IG. You want to be consistent with posting posts on your IG, or perhaps you want to, there are also these types of posts, these types of IG posts. I've seen someone post something like that on their story where it gives you, another good example actually. Let me make an example of this. Things like streaks. You are staying on social media to hold up a streak, and what is the benefit of all that? What is the benefit of a streak? Streaks are a way to induce dopamine for no reward, just because of you want to see those numbers go up every single day. And if you are the highest stakeholder, what's going to happen? What reward are you going to gain? Another example is having to post a song every single day, and then they give you different types of attributes that you have to match with that specific day. A song with capital letters, a song that has all small letters, a song that has a black cover, a song that talks about love, a song that talks about being. These things keep you on social media. You have to be able to remove yourself from the fake responsibility of social media that doesn't even exist. You are the one that made it important by yourself. It's a psychological game. Winning a war is no longer about forcing someone to do something, it's about manipulating them. And if they react, you won. Refrain from giving yourself reactions towards things that are not important. Reflect and see what are the things that you've been giving reactions to, and start over. I practice what I preach. So what I talk about, I do myself. But there's something just about willpower. My advice is, do not give in towards motivation too much. You know what you want, you write it down. That specific car, that specific house, make it very simple, keep it very short. That is the target, it's not the aim, it's the target. So it doesn't have to have multiple images and be on your wallpaper and whatever. You have to create a system around your life so it can get you towards your goal, whether you want to or not. If every single day the only thing you had to eat was eggs, beef, and protein shake, and the only form of job or the only hobby you had was the gym, don't you think you would gain muscle inevitably? So it's something like that. Systems are supposed to get you towards your goal, not motivation. And systems are not nice. Systems are not enjoyable within the process. You reap what you sow. Discipline is not nice, but those who can endure will reap the great fruits of it. Some of this wisdom you will gain. Some of this wisdom you will learn by yourself. You will get by yourself, and not even through the Bible, through your own life. And then when you reflect to other scripts, a book that talks about atomic habits perhaps, or conquer your bad habits, or the art of not giving a fuck, these types of books, once you reflect, you get to realize, this part I read it long time ago, but now it reflects. That's wisdom. Knowledge is reading and having the information stuck in your head but not being able to attach it to anything because if you haven't really put in any practice that can really be like, I'm connecting the dots and it actually makes sense. Oh, this thing meant this. It's not how it works. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom is a lot more powerful than knowledge. Wisdom is a lot more powerful than knowledge. But a person who holds the most power is someone who can read knowledge and apply it. That's just what I believe. These are all from my experiences.